Hey guys, Wasrick here making a video about my M1 Carbine. Had this for a little while, but finally deciding to make a video about it. So just a little bit of backstory on this rifle. This is a Universal M1 Carbine, a commercial model made by the Universal Firearms Company. This one I believe is from 1967 thereabouts as far as the receiver, but it has GI parts such as the trigger group and then the rear sight. You can see the difference in the parkerization. So it's got, universal barrel and receiver, but some GI parts smattered in there. Now this rifle has been in a previous video of mine. I think it was when I was doing a tactical kit, but when I got it from my best friend for a really good deal, by the way, it was in an awful sporterized stock with a cheek riser on the right side, which doesn't work for me, or excuse me, on the left side, which doesn't work for me because I shoot left-handed as I'm left eye dominant. But anyway, so had to get a bunch of parts to get this into its current configuration. Had to get a new old stock Universal stock. The stock was stripped, so I had to take the barrel band retainer from the other stock. Had to take a pin punch to that to force it out, and had to get the rear sight installed. When I got it, the rear sight was separate, so had to get that installed. Had to get a new upper handguard, a proper USGI style upper handguard. Had to get a butt plate with the butt plate screw, and I had to get a sling and oiler. So had to do just a little more work to this rifle. So this is based off of the US M1 Carbine. Got my field manual here from 1942 when it was introduced. Now this manual actually has the earlier flip-up style sights, whereas this has the fancier later sight for, let's see, so that's like 150, I think, 200 and 250 or 300 yards. So this was adopted in 1942 basically as a weapon for those who didn't need the big and heavy full-size, full-power M1 Garand. So people like cooks, medics, artillery crew, and then this was popular with NCOs as well. In place of the Thompson, which weighs 12 pounds, these weigh probably around 6 pounds. These are extremely light, and I absolutely love it because the Garand is a big beast of a rifle. This is a much smaller package, and then you have a lot more onboard ammunition. So typically you'll find the 15-round straight magazines, but then there are also 30-round magazines for the M2 carbine. This is just a great gun. In terms of power, it fires a reduced power cartridge, which is roughly equivalent to a 357 Magnum. So it's definitely got some punch out to about 100 to 200 yards. If you're shooting this at 300 yards, really pushing it, but it's really great. In the background here, we got reproduction USMC frog skin camo uniform, and then my M1 helmet with my Mitchell cover on there. So just very, very cool. This rifle has been immensely popular all over the world. This was still used by U.S. forces in Vietnam in the 1960s. This was used by the Israelis, just used all over the world. Popular in Southeast Asia. I guess Ethiopia used these. Royal Tiger Imports, even though they suck, they have a warehouse full of a bunch of beat up, disgusting M1 carbines. So it's just a very, very cool rifle. It's got the US style sights, which I really like, even though the peep is a little bit small. Still think it's excellent. And just a very, very cool gun. And ammunition's a little bit hard to find for these, but it's out there. But usually to get a good deal on ammunition, you have to buy in bulk. There's a lot of South Korean surplus floating around out there. So I got to shoot this a couple months back, and the recoil wasn't bad. It just had some issues. I got the, even though I got a proper universal stock, that rear screw is loose in there, so right now I have it zip tied down. So just a very cool rifle. I've been wanting an M1 Carbine basically probably for the last 10 years, but I just didn't get a chance to get one. Again, even though this is a universal, as far as I'm concerned, it's still an M1 Carbine. Because the real ones out there are like $1,000 plus, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, especially the Auto Ordnance reproductions, which are $1,200, which is absolutely insane. First off, it's just expensive for a rifle of this type. Ammunition is hard to find, and then the accessories can be a bit of a pain. So just making a quick little video here. Hope you guys like it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.